WICU-TV 12, Erie. This portion sponsored by the Yankee Seligson Lincoln Mercury, 54th and Peach, specialists in customer care. Shirley Ramsey with the weather and Phil Patika on sports. This is ICU News, the Hotline Edition. This portion sponsored by the Yankee Seligson Lincoln Mercury, 54th and Peach, the most exciting dealer in town.
Good evening, everyone.
This is Newswatch.
From WSEE Channel 35 Erie, this is Newswatch 35, the Weekend Report.
And good evening. Welcome to Newswatch 35. I'm Scott Bremner. Thank you for joining us.
Live from today's 12, Erie's most watched television station, Renee Phillips and Paul Wagner, Chris Knowles Weather, and Mike Ruzzi Big Board Sports. This is NewsCenter 12 at 11.
The flames and smoke could be seen throughout the city tonight as a major blaze gutted an East Side building.
And it came just hours after another big blaze on the other side of town. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
Live from today's 12, Annette Tyler and Paul Wagner, Mark Parker Weather, and Mike Ruzzi Big Board Sports. This is NewsCenter 12 at 11.
A tense situation tonight on the city of Erie's Lower West Side. Erie City Police surrounded a home after a shooting, then took 3 men in for questioning. Good evening. Thanks a lot for joining us this late night broadcast. Annette Tyler is off this evening.
From WSEE TV 35, Erie's #1 television station, this is Newswatch 35, your 24-hour North Coast news source.
Good evening. I'm Carol Wilson. Thanks for choosing the Nightbeat. Florida police are investigating the death of a news reporter at the CBS affiliate there.
You're watching WICU 12. Coverage you can count on. This is 12 News at 11.
A bittersweet day in court for the family of a young murder victim in Venango County. Good evening. I'm Amanda Post.
I'm Kevin McDowell. Thanks for choosing 12 News at 11. One of the area's most publicized murder trials ended tonight in Venango County.
From the studios of WSEE, this is Mornings Live with Rachel and Ray. This is Newswatch at 6. This is WICU 12 News at 5:30. Coverage you can count on. Your news now.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Post.
I'm Kevin McDowell. Thanks for choosing WICU 12 News at 5:30.
This is WICU 12 News at 6. Coverage you can count on. Your news now.
Rod?
You're watching the Newswatch Nightbeat on WSEE.
Another day of graphic and emotional testimony.
Live from the studios of Lilly Broadcasting, this is WICU 12 News in HD. First, local HD News. Live from our studios in Erie, Pennsylvania, this is C News.
Good evening. I'm Emily Welsh. Thanks for choosing C News at 6.
Coverage you can count on. This is Erie News Now Weekend Mornings.
Good morning, happy Sunday, and happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Thanks for joining us here on Erie News Now. I'm Simone Cucarulo alongside John Stalin.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now Sunrise.
And we are live with a look at Capitol Hill to start you off on this Friday morning. Congress's self-imposed deadline for a stimulus deal, that is coming up today, but it looks like there's very little chance of a bipartisan agreement before we get into the weekend. We'll have more on that coming up, but do want to say good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome into Erie News Now Sunrise. I'm Mark Soliday. Here's just some of what we have cover for you on this Friday morning.
With coverage you can count on, This is Erie News Now Weekend Mornings.
Good morning. Thanks for choosing Erie News Now Weekend Mornings. I'm Jonathan Skinner.
And I'm Brianna Andrews. Now, of course, Joe Curtis is standing by with a check of the weather.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now at 12:30.
Good afternoon. I'm Amanda Post. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now at 5.
Good evening. I'm Mike Ruzzi. Eva Mastromattio has the night off, and thanks for choosing Erie News Now at 5. The future of high school sports in Pennsylvania continues to be up in the air tonight.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now at 5:30.
Good evening. I'm John Laddick. Eva Mastromattio has the night off. Thanks for being with us here on Erie News Now at 5:30.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now at 6.
Good evening. I'm Mike Ruzzi. Eva Mastromattio has the night off. Thanks for choosing Erie News Now at 6.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now at 7.
Good Friday evening. I'm Emily Matson. Thank you so much for choosing Erie News Now at 7. The fate of fall sports across Pennsylvania remains uncertain tonight.
You can count on, this is Erie News Now at 10.
Good evening. I'm John Laddick. We began tonight with a developing story.
Good evening. I'm Mike Ruzzi.
And I'm Amanda Post. Your news from the area's largest and most experienced team starts now.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now at 11.
And we are bracing ourselves for some ice and snow starting tomorrow. Some school districts have already decided to dismiss their students early.
With coverage you can count on, this is Erie News Now at 11.
I don't support his suggestion to not have the sports.
It's hard to stay cooped up and believe in something when you don't know anyone that has been sick from this.
Athletes are all frustrated with losing the first 2 weeks of the fall sports season. Good evening. I'm Mike Ruzzi.
And I'm Emily Matson. Their frustrations come after word today their season is still up in the air.
Come on,
Hello, Erie. Hello, Erie.